Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is up and at 'em and ready. We should be. We are Friday. Gosh, April 17th already. Okay, let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Get those enrollments, those roll calls going. Got 32 people already. My chat box is filling up right now. Sorry for the 1 minute delay. I had some eggs going on the stove. Ooh, that regrowth. Eggs going on the stove and bacon, and everyone can leave me alone while I'm doing this for the next hour. Good morning. I hate that my camera is way up here. I don't know if I'm looking at y'all or my eyes are looking down when I'm talking. I don't know. I don't know if I need to be looking straight up there when I talk. 41 of y'all are up and at 'em already. Woohoo! Hello, hello, hello. Y'all are so sweet. Still have a few people logging on. I'll give y'all another minute. I'm sorry, I was a minute behind. I looked at the clock and I went, whoa, I gotta log this quickly. I hear you, Crystal. I've had my coffee. I've been up for a little bit, but I've had my coffee. And Lauren goes, oh, Mom, did you get your Pellegrino? She goes, ooh, you've gone to LaCroix. So the agenda today, woo! I'm gonna give that to y'all once I get everybody sort of logged in. Been up since 5. Oh yeah, the sleep patterns are completely off right now, completely off. Julia Bennett, how are you feeling these days? Good morning. Ooh, we were up to 49. We were all running a little bit late, weren't we? Grab you some coffee, Rihanna. Get that coffee, girl. So yesterday I made a huge boo-boo because this one was stuck underneath a piece of paper. And I don't know if y'all saw on my Baldwin Instagram, I put y'all's little color wheels up, and um, I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. And one of these days I will when I can hear it from you. But it's either Marabella or Marbella or Mabia or Marbella. Be- Marbella. I don't know. Anyway, this is hers, and she's one of our newest students. And I failed to show this one to y'all yesterday. So this is her beautiful work of art, and I just thought that was so cool. So I wanted to share this one with you. It did make it to Instagram, but it didn't make it yesterday when I did my shout out. So such a great, great job there. I know it was time consuming. Just thought you did fantastic on that one. So shout out to you, sweet girl. What we're going to do today, I know, isn't it good? It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. Um, what we're going to, pregnancy, pandemic, it's had up and down, could be better. Oh, I bet, Julia. Oof. Bailey's Bailey's rocking into her third trimester right now. I saw on Facebook that she's doing pretty good. She looks pretty happy. So hopefully you girls are staying happy and healthy and well. Um, Oh, no, Emily. Oh, I'm sorry. I've done that too before. I had trouble actually signing in yesterday, a little bit. So today, this is the agenda. This is going to go probably a little faster this morning because I'm just going to go over some pictures of what y'all talked about with Katie yesterday. Are my eyes looking straight at y'all right now, or if I look up now, like right now, this is where I want to look, but does it look like I'm looking down? Because my camera's like way up here. Your sisters do. Oh, a C-section today. Oh, so easy. I love my C-section. It was easy. Oh, look where you want. Oh, okay. You have to look at the green thing. So, Lauren, if I'm looking at the green thing right now, my eyes are up. I feel like, I don't know. I think it's the chair is too low. This is not Randy's standard chair in the home office. This is like where I should be, but maybe I should just do like that. Maybe that's better. Okay. Anyway, Lauren's been giving me grief. She keeps saying, Mom, I'm going to tally up how many times you say rather than, or well, let's see, what else does she say? I say, uh, I don't know. Anyway, she says I'm not myself behind the camera. So, okay. So, what we're going to do, back to what we're going to do. So, this, going over some of the, what you went over with Katie yesterday, looking at some pictures of that. And because this won't be a full hour and Katie's won't be a full hour, you'll have just a quick little assignment. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. And you are going to have Katie go over extractions and show a small little review over extractions and how you would, the procedures for doing that. That's going to be at 12 o'clock. So to combine her and I and get your full 2-hour credit, I'm going to go over this with you a little bit more because these acne terms are going to go kind of fast. So I just kind of did this for y'all, and I'm going to keep that up. And then y'all can just list these little things right here. Shouldn't take too long, but that would give you enough to get your full 2-hour credit. So listening to me for, maybe 20, 30 minutes at the most. And then I'll leave that up on the screen to where you can write it out and you can turn that in. That's going to be turned into Katie. And then she's going to come on at 12 and go over extractions. And then that way we will give you your full credit for the 2 hours. So you will need to do that little exercise. So the first thing I want to talk about is comedonal acne and sort of what that looks like. So for those of you who looked at this, and I know that our nail technicians are looking at this, comedones is a term on your state board too. A lot of these terms that we just went over, you will see and circulate. But it's also important for mothers who are raising kids or nieces and nephews, or even on your own self, just to kind of have some awareness about acne and blemishes and really what it can do and how it can affect your skin, and just kind of knowing just some basics on this. So comedonal acne this would be the image. And it is basically this, it looks black from the outside, and it's really easy to extract in most cases. If it has if there's some stubborn acne, blackheads rather, that are really hard and need to be softened. Softening with a warm towel and a real warm compress or a towel, or using the vaporizer steamer can help soften that. And then in our SD department, they have disincrustation solution that can be applied that really helps soften up the oil and debris so that it can expel from the follicle more easily. So, oh, Joelle, just turn it in. Not this, but this little chart right here that you're gonna did a little bit larger. You'll turn that in. Let's see, what did I? Oh, I think I put it on here just before 2 o'clock, and it'll be real easy. So there's not going to be any puncturing that needs to be done to this particular blackhead because it's going to expel properly. And Katie will go over that with y'all. It does come out in a worm-like mass, so it kind of wiggles out in a yellowish color. The black is due to the oxidation of trapping it, and that's why it's black. But the mass itself is actually yellow, and it's worm-like. So comedone and blackhead are the same term. This one right here is our milia. I'm going to get like that so you can see. I don't know if you've ever met some people that have them, a lot of these even on top of the eyelid. So these have a sheath of skin that swells over the eruption, and you have to prick it with a lancet in order to get it. That little pearl-like grain of sand will just sort of pop out of there. It's actually kind of fun. Just make sure that you're not causing scarring with those lancets and such. I've seen some estheticians really make a slice there. Some people will have a tendency, if you get when you get mosquito bites, if you actually scar from those, you want to be careful and maybe ask the person that you're attempting to do this on. But like our nail technicians, if you don't know what this is and you happen to be asking about the esthetician department and if they could help you with these eruptions on your skin, you'll be more informed and you can pass your clients to that department. And then same thing with our estheticians, y'all can pass your clients to the nail departments for their nail diseases and disorders, which we'll be getting into. But so this is milia, and just making a small little prick there on the top will just pop that right out, and it'll just be so much smoother. It's pretty cool. And that's milia, which is also called a whitehead. Then you talked about the word pustule, and pustule has that white pus sitting on top. Sometimes these can look greenish and yellow. That pus is indicative of a of what you would call infection, but this is not the type of infection that you're going to need for an antibiotic for. These are extremely easy to just pop, no biggie whatsoever. A tissue, little Kleenex, even the client themselves can do it. Please take this what I want to say nasty blemish, and don't let it just sit there until you get in the shower and you clean your face and your body. Just go ahead and use a little tissue. Get that distraction when you're talking to people. Sometimes you're just looking at that and you're wondering why the person doesn't just get rid of that. So yes, it's like a big pimple that's come to a head. So the follicle has actually pushed it out so much easier, and it's going to just expel with great ease. It's the less serious of them. This one will not cause your scarring. Now the cysts are what can cause your scarring on the skin. So you think about the different types of scarring that are occurring on people that have different scar tissue left over from acne. Those are those real hardened masses underneath that won't come to a head, and they just hurt and they're painful, and you're bugged by it and you keep touching it, which is probably infecting it even more. This one is some desincrustation solution and different procedures that the estheticians could do, Dr. Jacques massage, just to sort of see if you can get something out of that. This is extremely overactive sebaceous glands. And remember, the sebaceous glands are another term for them is oil glands. When you go to state board, oil and sebaceous are going to be one and the same. So you need to remember that. They'll try to trick you because our sudoriferous glands are the sweat glands. So oil is sebaceous, sudoriferous. You don't need to write that down right now, but that's the sweat gland, a totally different gland that is not connected to the follicle. But sebaceous glands, oil glands are connected to the follicle, and that's why I had y'all draw a little picture yesterday. The answers to that sheet that y'all gave yesterday, I don't think we gave you those answers, but I will get those to you, and I completely forgot about it, actually, so I'll make sure I get those answers to y'all. Sorry about that. So our ingrown hair. So ingrown hair, you can find that look like eruptions. It looks like blemishes, eruptions, or forms of acne. But for those of you who are not aware, and maybe you have a husband or father, a male figure in your life that you see this on and you think that they have acne. So nail technicians, this would not be acne. This is um, ingrown hairs. So sometimes, especially in black males, you'll see that the hair is really curly. So the curly hair, once it's been shaven, will just revert back because the hair is so tightly curly that it'll retract and go back inside that pore, causing that irritation. Um, Not a whole lot you can do on this. Keeping a lot of people will wear a beard instead. So, uh-oh, some people are frozen. Yikesy. So those cysts that let's see. Correct, Kimberly. Exactly. Those cysts that we have, that those hardened nodules below the skin that are acne, actually, they are not coming to the surface, and therefore they're coagulating, so to speak, and grouping themselves, causing the different types of scarring. There has been a couple of new terms in the dermatologist world, and these are the other new terms that may or may not be in new updated textbooks and such. But basically, it's acne scarring. So you could sum it up. So if you have a propensity in your family with hereditary factors to have scarring on a loved one, you're going to want to get on top of that early in life and have your child or your niece, nephew, or young person that you love get them to a dermatologist because they can start the preventative care to smooth out the skin surface right here. It would take, I don't really know how many laser applications, and it doesn't get it completely smooth again. But again, this scarring is coming from the cystic acne, acne vulgaris, cystic acne, that kind of thing. And these different scarring tissues will, scarring issues will arise on the skin due to such overactive sebaceous glands. Makes you wonder if there could ever be a procedure just to go in there and kill all those sebaceous glands. But unfortunately, we have millions and millions and millions, um, oh, millions and millions of people with the uh, overactive sebaceous glands, creating a lot of excessive oil. So if your family has strong hereditary genes of this, it'd be important for you to get the advice of a dermatologist and start preventative care just as soon as possible. Might even go into having to take a type of oral medication for preventative measures that would be a big decision for you and your family to make, because some of those medications, as you know, can be very strong, or as you've probably heard. Now, rosacea can get worse, and this would be extremely inflammatory, but the pictures may look sort of pink on your end. Um, Erica, I always get a shot in mine when yeah. Um, the rosacea here that you see, this is also due to it can be part of, there's suspect that it's part of the sebaceous and acne overactive oil. And these eruptions get worse and worse, and they can get scaly. The nose can grow. A lot of people will have to have a nose job to slender and take off that thickened, hypertrophic skin that is happening. So it's important to get to a dermatologist. Sometimes they have seen great results with photofacials. Photofacials, I think those are about maybe about 4 series of those, anywhere from $300 to $400 to get that done. So if you'll look up Bill Clinton and W.C. Fields and a lot of people, you will start looking at people in your family and you will notice. Not too long ago, I was in the beauty school. Well, throughout my years, I've always said, "Hey, do you have a little rosacea?" And I might be offending somebody, and that's not my intention. My intention is to educate. So you can get this under control before it gets out of control. This picture is going to be kind of hard for you to see, But seborrhea is redness, shininess, lots and lots of blotting. Do any of you girls or guys? I don't know if Miles is on here this morning. Um, yeah, it can get that bad, even on like the eyelids and stuff, but it gets really, really severe. And then this would be a little bit of seborrheic dermatitis, where you're kind of getting that contact dermatitis with a combination of seborrhea. The seborrhea is just real shiny. Any of you? Um, oh, good, Kim. That's awesome. You know what? I want to show y'all. I'll show y'all tomorrow. I'll try to remember to show y'all. I have a girlfriend who did the plasma pen. She does it for a living, and she did it all under her eyes and top of her eyelid. I could not believe the healing and the downtime. It was scary. I'll have to show y'all. She's a beautiful woman. It just, I mean, it was crazy. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing the results. She's been showing it to me in stages. Oh, hi, Lauren. You're back on. Good. Yeah, it does get that bad. Lots and lots of congestion if it's that overactive. The best thing truly, girls, is just to either photo facials or some home care products if they don't have the means at this point in their life, or if it's kind of a small case, then you could go get to your esthetician for some rosacea type of products that can be preventative, but ultimately really need to get on top of that. Sometimes people are accused of drinking too much or something like that because they just don't know that it's just redness and irritation from their body systems. So shiny, shiny, shiny photo facials. You can go to a med spa and you can get these done, and it's a machine that's going to go on and take care of that. So yes, it can be affected by food allergies as well. And then we have a tumor. And one thing you need to remember is a tumor is also called a wen, a steatoma, and a sebaceous cyst. And they can vary in size. So when we say on our notes that they can vary in size, now these right here are. My dad actually has a few of these on his back and his stomach. Some people have a lot of them all over. And we don't know if they're benign or malignant, and that's why it's important that any kind of cyst like this be checked out. But lots of men actually have the steatomas on their back and chest and such. Surgical removal is the only thing you can do to get rid of this. So that's it. It has to be, each one of them have to be surgically removed. My dad says it's not painful at all. But you know, yeah, I will show you those pictures. In fact, what I'll do is I'll send it to Katie, and Katie can send it to the esthetician group to show you. I mean, because she's a beautiful woman and was married to with I mean, a physician and such, and she actually went to Milan and studied how to do a facelift right here with a needle that goes in with a string, and she wiggles it in here and she pulls that back. It's $1,100 for like a gel and little facelift to tighten this up, and it's like 1 hour, and it's like a local thing. You're not even asleep. I mean, it's pretty amazing. She gets into a lot of stuff, so she's always offering a lot of services. So if y'all know anybody who needs some kind of service like that, let me know, and I can share you her contact. Your friend had that done, yeah. It's kind of new to the US too. So we have two right here. We have astiotosis. This is that real scaly, very, very dry skin. And then this would be the pruritus. This is real itchy and scaly, very extremely like itchy and dry. But this person really needs to get in and really moisturize heavily. So, um, That is those two, astiotosis and pruritus. Couple more, couple more pages. We have the furuncle and then the carbuncle. So the furuncle is your boil, and I know that looks like it's large, but it's actually a smaller picture. I just enlarged it and then printed it out so you could kind of see. Joanna, that's your legs, girl. You have anhidrosis. So yeah, we need to get you some coconut oil or something. So there's a boil. Leave these alone. Don't poke at them and don't do things with them. They will go away. This carbuncle is larger than a furuncle. And so what happens is these cluster of furuncles come around where you have infection of the follicle there and infection of the hair and within that tube-like follicle. And then clusters of them. You can see right in there, there's clusters of boils that are making it a carbuncle. And then finally, for estheticians, acne vulgaris is a very old term. So if you're going to work next to a physician, they might look at you like, "Well, how'd you know that term?" It's an older term, but cystic acne, acne vulgaris, and acne simplex. So this is when it's getting. This is the congestion, the eruptions, the blemishes are so overwhelming. This person in this photograph here is really, I mean, you can even just see all the eruptions here. And I know this picture, do I have it upside down? I don't know. Anyway, severe congestion, infection, congestion. And we do see a lot of people in our world walking around dealing with this. Um, at this point, I feel like I would want to be on Accutane or one of those medical drugs that can clear this congestion up. That would just be something because you're gonna have extreme scarring with this because those eruptions have not come to the surface and they are um, down below, and they're just sort of sitting next to each other, lumping that dermis layer there and congesting it up. So it gets that bad from not getting extractions from your local esthetician. Like young people, like my son's age, who's 15, from age 13 to 20, it's very important that you send your clients to the esthetician department and allow them to start working on treatments with regular extractions with a lancet or a comedone extractor. Get those tools and get that softening of the debris cleaned out. Limit the amount of massage that you're getting. Um, Dry it up and use your high frequency, which is also called Tesla current or violet ray, and use those things to sanitize and bactericide those areas. And once a week, get on it. I promise you, if you get on it real quick, this person who has a history of this can avoid this very it's very dismal for people who live with this because it doesn't feel smooth, and that's a disappointment. Number one, psychological effects that can um, can happen. Yes, Victoria, it from research and such, our sebaceous glands are hereditary, and they do move from person to person within our family. So, yes, if you have a parent or someone who has cystic acne or has any scarring, then it's really important to watch it carefully, get those eruptions taken care of. I'm having to convince my son. I asked him to come in here. He's got a bunch right here because he hasn't been styling his hair. So, his hair, which is, hair is oily and good. It's a good thing it is, but it's laying against his head, so he's got a ton of eruptions right here when I lift his hair up. So he doesn't want to hear it. He thinks it's painful, but anyway, um, it's important to get these young people treated early. And if you can maintain it with an esthetician, you can save thousands of dollars and save money from getting on Accutane and the potential harmful effects that come from those types of drugs. But when you get to this point, I feel like you really need the medical attention to take care of that, and not just let it go and outgrow it. Because once you outgrow it, those scars are going to definitely be there for you. So it's 10:30. I knew this would only take about a half hour. I'm sorry I didn't get those answers to y'all. I will get those answers to y'all on that. And I'm going to hold up this chart. Y'all can jot it down. I'm going to leave the camera on and allow you to work on this. And then I'm going to turn the camera off at 11, do a final roll check. And you can just write the directions down here. I'm just going to put it up here on the board and tape it, and hopefully you can see it. I'll walk you through it real quick. And then Katie may be putting the same chart back up because her extractions will not take the full hour. And so estheticians, take a little enjoy the little ride here, because you probably would have never heard any of this. And if you have children and such, it's really important for you in the future to help your clients and tell them that the estheticians can make a huge difference in treatment. And like I've always told y'all, work in tandem with each other between your departments. We want to keep the clients in the one salon. We don't want them going from one salon to another salon for different services when we have fabulous people working right there with us. So keep it in the family, and share your clients with the other departments, and you will see that y'all together can build a very big business. Let's see here. Yes, Brenna, and absolutely. And so Lauren even said, Mom, I don't get why we have to know. She said, osteonoma. And I said, Lauren, you just now put steatoma and anhidrosis together in one word. I said, you need to do more studying. And it's not that you need to know it. These terms will be on all three examinations, but this is just a worldly lesson for people. People need to have an understanding so that we can save the quality of the skin. So that I mean, I think middle schoolers should have this class as a career day that they're going through, and hormonal changes and stuff. So I think it's really important. And people who have not had children, if you can save thousands of dollars. I mean, dermatologists, we don't have dermatology insurance. I mean, every time we go, we're having to pay out of pocket. So it can get extremely expensive. So if you can just, my dad has acne scarring on his face. He's not my biological dad, but adopted me and my brother. And so she is the baby, and she did have horrible acne that she got from my dad. And while I was in beauty school, I took care of her skin, and she never once got on. And I mean, it was bad. She was going to UT at the business school at McCombs, and her face was completely erupted. She was 18 and embarrassed. And Friday nights, or Thursday nights, I would take care of her skin, do a lot of extractions, and then I would let it clear up over the weekend, put some avocado on top of it to cool it and soothe it afterwards, ice afterwards. And it was really inflamed. But the next day, she was much better. But you just have to be careful. But if you saw her picture right now, you would never think that she had any acne because I was taking care of it. So it's really, really important. Good. Yeah, McKenna, good. Excellent. So just know that if you have a family one day, that you may encounter some eruptions on your kid's face, because it might come around. And then environmental factors. Some people who move from overseas and they move to Texas, or they even move from Colorado to Texas, they get it too. So real important. Okay, so I'm going to put this little chart up. And I'm not sure if y'all are, I'm going to hold it like this for a second. And then I'm going to try to figure out, I'm going to tilt that down like that. So if you want to take a few minutes just to sketch this down, you're going to send this, I'm going to back it up. There we go. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to send this to Katie, let's say by 1:30, before the 2 o'clock class. And you don't have to draw it like me, but this is sort of what we call mind mapping. But just write these things down fine from your notes and give yourself a good little review. At 2 to 4 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, we're going to give you multiple choice questions to answer over the entire chapter that we have discussed. Brand new people, please just do the best you can. We understand that you weren't here from the beginning of the chapter. Um, do y'all need me to read it to you, or is it clear? Yeah, Joelle, I hear you, girl. A lot of people, the environmental factors, and it takes a while for the skin to adjust. So in the center, I have the word terms. You're going to write out the definitions for anhidrosis, bromidrosis, and hypohidrosis. Tools for extractions. List at least 3 severe conditions of the skin. Not very clear. Katie, are you online right now? Katie Good? Draw and complete this to fulfill both hours, although Katie will come on live to show an extraction. It won't take the full time. So therefore, we're giving you this, we're giving this to you to complete by 1:30 to add, and so that you can get your full 2-hour credit there. Try to pause the video and zoom it in. Is that for y'all? Oh, okay, that's for y'all. I could send this to in an email document to y'all if you would like. Maybe I could do that. Lauren Baldwin, I know you're in the kitchen. Can you text Katie? So what I'll do is I'll log it. I'm going to lay this down, and let me see if these are the challenges that we. Hey, Brenna, if you can hear me, send Katie a text real quick asking her to send this by email. She has a picture of it. Oh, you're there. Okay. So Katie, good. I'm holding it a little better, I think, right now to where it might be better. Y'all can screenshot like Brenna's suggesting. Is this working, or does Katie need to send it out? So if Katie, if y'all can see it, then you'll do this to complete your full 2 hours so that we feel confident that you have learned. And you're going to send this to Katie's email. Some were hard to see. Okay. This looks better. Okay, so please send Katie, good. Go ahead and send that image that I sent to you through email. And I'm just going to leave the computer screen on until 11. I'm going to put you on mute. Y'all come back at 10:55 to log out. And this way we know that you are getting your full time plus that break time in between. And then Katie will go for about 30 minutes with extractions. Y'all can tune in at 12 till probably about 12:30, because this will also count for the time that you're using wisely. Okay, some of y'all are reporting that you can see it pretty good. I probably should hold this side a little better. Let me back up. There we go. Okay, good. You got it, Jen? Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to set this down, leave you on mute. Y'all are going to go to your email box. Katie's going to send it. And then before extractions, let me find that. Terms, definitions, anhidrosis, bromidrosis, hypohidrosis. 5 acne-related terms. Primary lesions, all secondary lesions. Tools, yes. 2 extraction tools. Okay, I think most of you have got it. Katie will send it irregardless. Check your email. Sign off here at about 10:55. I'm gonna put you on mute, and Katie will see y'all at 12 for about a half hour. Y'all will turn all this in. 2 o'clock, you're going to get you tell Michelle hi. 2 o'clock you're going to get all your it's like 78 multiple choice statement questions, and you need to do those, and then I said and rather than, as Lauren's been laughing at me. You're gonna tune in live at 5 o'clock for the correct answers. Okay, so we'll send that other document out at 2 o'clock for you. So this assignment, watching the extractions, doing your 70 plus multiple choice questions to see what you retained and what you know, and then 5 o'clock live with Alana to give you the proper answers. And we're good. So I'm gonna leave this on. I'm gonna put you on mute and log out here in 10 more minutes.